audio has it's been available. It's been available to us as a resource, but hasn't really been used to the capacity that we know that it can be. There's a lot behind the psyche of when you're decorating a home and the interior design. And it's not just a beautiful chair. It's not just a beautiful rug or wallpaper. It really comes back to what is your experience like in that space? And by bringing in the audio, you really can resonate with something that's very personal to you.
The Fidelity Exchange, pulling back the curtain on brands shaping high-end audio and more.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fidelity Exchange. I'm Drew Baird from Moon Audio, and today we're diving into a conversation that I think is going to challenge how you think about listening spaces. I'm joined by Susan Semmelmann, the principal designer behind Semmelmann Interiors in Fort Worth, Texas. Susan specializes in luxury residential design and her signature organic glamour style. And she's been creating stunning spaces for over 25 years. But what's really interesting is that she's seeing an entirely new market emerge, one that connects perfectly with what we do in audio. We're going to talk about podcast rooms, meditation sanctuaries, prayer spaces, and the future of audiophile listening rooms. If you've ever wondered how the visual design of a space impacts your listening experience, or if you're thinking about creating your own sanctuary space at home, this conversation is for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We've got more conversations like this coming from more people who are redefining what's possible in their industries. Susan, welcome to the Fidelity Exchange, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
So tell me a little bit about your story. I understand you're an entrepreneur just like me. I think we're a dying breed. We're getting smaller and smaller. Tell me about your 25-year journey.
Yes, it's been so exciting. Definitely started out as a school teacher, then a flight attendant, and then just had this amazing desire to want to go design spaces. My mother-in-law was an interior designer, and so I was always looking at her and inspired by her. And so my husband and I jumped in full throttle and started building homes. And so we built homes for about 12 years, and he decided to go into the healthcare industry, and I stayed in it. And so here I am today, and launched my own brand as Semmelmann Interiors in 2019. And so here I am today, excited to be here and just getting to truly do what I'm very passionate about doing.
So organic glamour, can you explain a little more what that means? I've never heard that before.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we are definitely luxury. We do the high-end design market, but where we get the organic part is I love being inspired by anything ethereal. So we love nature. We love bringing in outdoors to indoors textures, anything that resembles nature, whether it be woods or exotics or anything created by our master creator. We love that. And so that's where we get the organic glamour, because we believe in lifestyle, and we think lifestyle has a lot to do with nature and the way that you feel in your space.
I mean, I can definitely equate to that. I mean, there's nothing more enjoyable for me at my house is sitting out on the back deck. If I could get that sort of feeling inside, that would be really cool. But the evolution from traditional media rooms to the new wave of experimental spaces, can you tell us a little more about that? What's going on there?
Absolutely. Audio has it's been available. It's been available to us as a resource, but hasn't really been used to the capacity that we know that it can be. And so that's something that we have really zoned in on and wanted to integrate audio with really more something that resonates with the way that you feel. There's a lot behind the psyche of when you're decorating a home and the interior design. And it's not just a beautiful chair. It's not just a beautiful rug or wallpaper. It really comes back to what is your experience like in that space? And by bringing in the audio, you really can resonate with something that's very personal to you. So we do a lot of media rooms because we want them to be aesthetically beautiful and have all the sound. But now we've really advanced into our market with our clientele where everyone wants a home spa. They love the feeling of a home spa. We're doing a lot more steam showers, massage rooms, and what's really being integrated into those spaces is bringing in the audio there. What do you want to listen to? Where do you want to put yourself? Where do you want to relax? Where do you want to meditate? So we're doing meditation rooms, prayer rooms, and now on the rise, since COVID, more people are working out of their homes than ever before, and a lot of podcasts are on the rise. People are doing podcast not necessarily as a way for them to run a business, but more for a way for them to express their knowledge in their industry to be able to bring it to fruition for people that are listening. So we're doing a lot of home podcasts now, making sure that we use the audio into our spaces so that it can resonate with the homeowner in the way that they want to feel in that space.
Yeah. I mean, I really, like I don't have a spa in my house, but I really do feel like my listening room is in some ways very similar to that. We have 3 daughters. We have a pretty sizable house because that many girls in the house, you got to have a lot of space for a lot of clothes and stuff. We have a living room on the first floor, and then we had a bonus room on the second floor, which was really for the kids. I have all my kids have either graduated for college. I have one last one in college. And so we were finally able to take that space back. And I've always had a home theater in the basement, and I never had a true listening room for music at home. I normally do all my listening at work or in our demo room here. And so we were finally able to turn that space into a dedicated listening room that I'm doing a bunch of videos on, and I'm restoring a bunch of vintage equipment to put in there. We're about, I'd say 85% through the decorating phase. I still have some artwork to hang and stuff like that. And it's interesting, I'm doing some other podcasts with people that deal with, healing properties of sounds and music and all kinds of different things like that. And I can definitely say that, music has healing properties, and I don't mean like I've got a cut on my hand and all of a sudden it's healed. I mean, from a stress management standpoint, it makes all the difference in the world. During COVID, I can't tell you how many of our customers called up that were doctors or in the healthcare industry and only had maybe a couple of hours at the hospital to unwind between, triple shifts. I mean, it was crazy. And we put together a small headphone package that had world-class sound for them so that for, a small amount of time, they could, not think about all the trauma they've been dealing with, as well as the ones that were getting to go home at night. Their ability to unwind was focused on music. They didn't want to sit down and watch TV. They wanted to get just lost in the sound. So I can really see how, home spas, after everything that we've gone through during COVID, have to be an insanely huge thing on the rise, without a doubt.
Well, and not even just that. One of the things that when we're in the wiring stages of a home and the audio crews are there, they love Semmelmann Interiors because I always say, why did you just stop with the living room? And what happened here? We want the audio to go from the very entrance of the home to the exit. So when you walk in, you immediately feel an experience, and it can be of anything that you want. It can be in the daytime, you're listening to your music of choice. It could be a party and you've got your party music on and your entertaining music, as well as the lighting, because we love lighting as much as the audio. But what happens, and you'll be able to relate to this, you're at a person's home, they're well invested into their home. They've done everything right in the main living spaces. You go to the powder bath and the music stops. And you're like, gosh, I got to go fast so I can get back out to the party.
Right.
So what we want to do is make sure that no matter where you go in the home, all the way out to the patio, the music is consistent. The music, the volume even, that's another thing. Does it have the highs and lows? Did you lose a space where the wiring was, that a speaker wasn't properly placed. So we want to make sure that the balance is all the way through the home so that you never lose the vibe that you're wanting, even down to drinking your coffee in the morning.
Is this sort of where your motto comes from? The spirit of living is in the giving, right?
Absolutely. I love that. The more you give, the more you get back. And our get back is not monetary. It's the
Yeah.
way that we feel. It's the is your cup full? And so we always say that when we give, and giving comes from a lot of different ways. It's giving to your clients, your subcontractors, your vendors, your family, your friends, whoever that you're engaging with at the moment. It's what are you giving, and what is your contribution? And a lot of times our contribution is just listening.
Yeah, without a doubt. And something that I find that a lot of people that are getting into two-channel music listening is they don't realize how important what's going on in the room has to do with the effect it has on the acoustical environment, right? I'm always trying to explain to people that the more soft items you can put in the room, the better to help with dampening. You know, if you put like the artwork behind you, I can't tell if that's got a glass frame on it or not, but glass frames tend to reverberate sound. You know, you want to try and put artwork on the walls that's, got a softer material to it, no glass. If you've got lots of windows, like I don't want you to lose the light and whatnot, but putting, window treatments and at least curtains that don't necessarily have to be closed, but the short ones on the sides, everything that you can soften up the room with, if you've got wooden floors, add area rugs, add couches with lots of pillows, all of these things make a difference and really play into what you're doing. So it's a real important, not only to think about the electronics and the acoustics, but also about the materials that are going into the room. It makes such a difference.
It does. Well, thank you. I'm in a hotel room, so I am not signing up for this design style right here. You can look on my website, my portfolio, and see what we really do.
Yeah. The picture
But
behind you isn't that bad, though.
okay, well that's good to know. I'll let Fairfield know. We are. I'm here for Austin Angels. We're doing the foster care headquarters
Oh,
here.
cool. Very cool.
So we're designing that for them. Yes, definitely love charity and a mission that we are as mission driven messengers. But to speak to that, so we manufacture drapery and bedding. So we are very heavily into the soft goods. We go all over the world for our fabrics. And so we are able to go in and apply fabric to the walls. And so it was kind of an error back in the 70s and 80s, I would say. Really started pulling it down in the 90s, and now it's coming back. And what I love about it is fabric on the walls doesn't necessarily have to be what we think of as fabric.
Right.
It can be a vinyl, it can be a leather, it can be a texture. And we've even got these faux hair hides and things like that that go on the wall. And I think, to speak to your point, it's how can we give the depth of the room with the goods that we're using. And so like you said, the area rugs, the fabrics, obviously the more that it has in there, the more balanced it's going to feel with the absorption.
Yeah. So let's talk about the emerging market of podcasts, room design. And, what are you doing to sort of, there are a lot of people that just turn their closet into a podcast room. They throw up, black sheets and whatnot. But I would imagine that this has taken a whole new level now with everybody wanting to do podcasts. I mean, that's all the craze. I mean, I think I watch more stuff on YouTube now, storytelling on YouTube, not so much the shorts and stuff like that, but, things that are longer and more involved. What's your experience in that now in your market?
Absolutely. We've done a lot of podcast rooms. And what we do is we try to find a space that we can decorate it, but then if you walk past it, it doesn't scream podcast. It still goes aesthetically with the home. But we just finished one that's really, really cool. We took wood elements and went up and down all the walls of the room, like you said, bringing that texturing on the wall, put LED lights in it, wallpaper, chandelier, carpet. We do prefer carpet in podcast room for your exact reason on that. But we're doing a lot of different podcasts with a lot of different designs. Obviously, it has a lot to do with your market. So whoever your market is and what they're looking at has a lot to to do with the aesthetics, but we're doing a lot of different ones from medical to spas to even entertainers.
Yeah, we'll put some details down in the description below. We've done a couple of podcast blogs on great headphones to use for podcasts and stuff like that. So we'll link that below. So now let's get to the ones that I really think are really cool that you were talking about last time, and that's creating sanctuary spaces, spas, meditation rooms, prayer rooms, which was I didn't even think about. You had some really interesting aesthetics that were going into some of these. Tell me about those.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, this is so fun and so inspiring.
Yeah.
So, we're designing a lot of spaces now where if we're in the architectural phase, we're able to really capitalize on that square footage and create those spaces.
Mm-hmm.
If it's too late and it's already in their home, we go and create a space for them.
Yeah.
But as far as, so we did a meditation room where all the audio, he wanted it to be sound like the ocean. He said, I want to hear the water going. And then what's nice about audio is you can trigger it to be whatever you need it to be. It could be birds outside. It could be violins playing. It could be tranquil. Right now, we're currently doing 2 prayer rooms, and those are so fun to do. You've got your kneeling space, and when you kneel down, the sensor can be where the audio comes on, and then it's playing
Oh
your
wow.
favorite music that really gives you that connection that you're looking for. And so these types of spaces are so fun for us to design because one, we want to do unique. We love doing the unknown. We love pushing boundaries, being innovative, but it's always coming back to that audio to give you that experience that we're looking for in that space.
When you say spas, how far are people taking that sort of approach in their homes? Are they
As
really going all out?
far as you want to go.
Yeah.
So right now we have a room. It's actually a circle, which is really cool. It's got a circular feel to it when you walk in her space. It's
Hmm.
actually off the master closet, and it has 2 massage tables in it. These massage tables are custom done. They're not just heated and padded, but they're actually done with our fabrics on the vinyling of the spa, so it's all very health oriented. But the sound that's coming out in there is
Yeah.
behind the walls. You're not going to see the speakers, so the wallpaper went over it, but it just has a beautiful. You're going to feel a great experience when you walk in there. Also, with that, we're able to create, if it has enough space, a sitting area because not everyone's going into a spa to get a massage. A lot of times they'll go in there and just read, and so that's a different experience with a different lighting aspect with a different control for the audio.
And I'm assuming you're really soundproofing these really heavily so that, to keep everything outside from getting in, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. We definitely soundproof all the walls. In addition to, we love double spray foaming the interior and getting that double barrier there. But then, in addition to doing the soundproofing on the exterior before anything goes up.
So from our intro call, there was a question in what you're creating the evolution of the audiophile listening rooms. Experiential, God, I can't even spit that out, spaces that optimize both visual comfort and audio. What were you talking about in that regards?
I think that would be more just your what we had talked about before. Your full areas are. So, in other words, I kind of spoke to this earlier, but we don't want audio to be restricted to a space.
Right.
We believe audio should be all spaces, even going down in hallways, not losing that sound from room to room. And so that was one of the things that I was speaking to earlier, but really making sure that all passageways to powder rooms to bedrooms to outdoor, and when a guest comes up to your residence, we want them to feel that right when they walk up. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm here. The party has started.
Another interesting thing I'm finding out now in audio, and things have really changed after COVID about, how quickly it is effective and easy to get audio equipment from the retailers and the manufacturers. Things have changed where it used to be everything was stocked like crazy in the audio world. And now the common theme is, it can sometimes take, 2-3 weeks, maybe even a couple of months for some of the more expensive products to get made and sent out to your home, which very much reminds me about the custom furniture market. There's always, you go into a furniture store, you pick out your patterns, and it can take 2-3 months to get your stuff. And what our customers aren't seeming to understand in this situation is that, quality takes time, and you have to be patient sometimes, right? Everybody wants instantaneous gratification, but the world of audio has changed very much to relate now, very much how the custom furniture business has been in the past. So, just food. I'm giving this food for thought for our customers, because the world is really changing the way we do business, especially with the tariffs and things being imported in the United States. Are you guys having any effects from the tariffs? How are they affecting the home decorating business and trying to get materials? I mean, it's tough in the audio world right now, I tell you what.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
just tough all the way around. The tariffs escalated the prices and definitely put a world of hurt and a hit on our business. We had to redirect a lot of things in the best that we could. And to speak for the sense of urgency for those clients that want that, this is what I always say. Do you want it now or do you want it right?
Exactly.
And so if you
Yeah.
want it right, you will never regret. You don't If you wait on something but it's right, for the rest of the time that you're using it, you're enjoying it. If you want it now, you spend the rest of your time wishing you would have waited.
Yeah.
So I
Very
always put
nice.
that back at them and say, which one do you choose?
I'm going to use that. And I
Yeah.
understand now you're getting into your own manufacturing now. You found a niche that needs to be filled.
Absolutely. We are
Yeah.
so excited about this. So
Yeah.
our manufacturing, it started with fabrics. So we are milling our fabrics, and they are just beautiful, gorgeous velvet, linen, chenilles. And we're doing that, and it's going to market where it's going to be on manufacturers' furniture in the lines and getting to create that. In addition to that, we started the Susan Semmelmann Couture collection. And so we are now creating sofas, chairs, benches, beds, things like that that'll be sold on our e-commerce site. And we're super excited about that. And then we've partnered with Fine Art Lighting, and they have a Susan Semmelmann collection coming out. Our very first collection is Angel Wings, and we're real excited about that chandelier. But there's more to come with that, as well as our own rug collection with Kashanian rugs.
Yeah, we're an interesting model too, and that a lot of people don't realize how much manufacturing we do in-house. We're both a retailer and a manufacturer of high-end audio cables, and we're also now starting a side electronics business called Saros Audio, where we'll be coming out with our own electronics as well. I'm always looking to find the next niche in the marketplace and trying to expand it. It sounds like that's the same thing you're doing. The quicker to market you can get product to your customers through your own manufacturing is really key. I mean, that's what's made us so successful, being able to manage and not rely on other manufacturers. So I hope great success for you in that
Thank
department.
you.
Yeah.
We're very excited about it. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So what makes your approach to luxury design different with the endless possibilities approach?
So we are different. Most interior designers are at the mercy of their resources. They have to go out and find them. So we actually create our resources. Because we manufacture, we're able to do the unknown. So we can design anything and everything that you ever dreamed or imagined, or that we design what you've never imagined, and then we show it to you. But we're able to create that on our own. So we really push boundaries. The next thing is we are distribution. So we carry all the lines of furniture, rugs, accessories, lighting, fabrics, all of that in the world today of what you see out there in the market. So we have full distribution of that, and we're able to pass that on to our clients at amazing prices.
As business owners, sometimes we don't get to enjoy in my case, as many toys as I would like in my own home. Have you had a chance to really upfit your house?
I am currently building my house right now, and it's really funny. I can do everyone else's house and
Right.
just super easy, but when it comes to your own,
Yep.
I will say that my home I'm using as a vendor spotlight.
Hmm.
And so I'm allowing vendors to come into my home that want to showcase something that hasn't been showcased before. So it's really going to be great. It's going to be a home. We're going to have a huge auction for charity and open it to the public. And I'm very excited about being able to showcase something for these vendors that are there. A lot of times people won't take risk. And I said, nope, let's take it, let's push it, let's go, let's showcase something that's never been seen.
Very cool. Very cool. So tell people how can people work with Semmelmann Interiors and where to find you?
Absolutely. So it on our website is SemmelmannInteriors.com. You can also find me through Susan Semmelmann Interiors. It pops up as well. And we have our website. We're a LinkedIn Semmelmann Interiors, Facebook is Semmelmann Interiors, Instagram Susan Semmelmann Interiors. And so we got Pinterest and TikTok, but all the ways of finding us, but mainly our website. Go in, fill out our contact form, and we will immediately get back with you and find and service you with all your needs.
And remind me where you are located.
We are in Fort Worth, Texas, but we fly everywhere. So
Okay.
we do homes all over the US.
Yeah, we ship to 108 countries, so that's the amazing thing about today's age. It's so easy to do work outside of our area.
It
All right.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So one last question before we wrap things up. What music are you listening to these days?
Well, I listen to Christian music. It's what inspires me the most. So I absolutely love that. My husband is definitely a 80s guy. So we listen to a little bit of his rock and roll
Yeah, yeah.
when it comes to it. But being from Fort Worth and being from Texas, country's always a win.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you familiar with Josh Brolin?
Uh-huh. Yes.
Love him. Absolutely love
Love.
what he's doing.
Love, love, love.
Susan, thank you so much for your time and telling us more about your journey. For everyone watching, if you're curious about Susan's work or thinking about creating one of those experiential rooms, whether it's a podcast studio, a meditation sanctuary, or the ultimate listening room, you can find Semmelmann Interiors at, your website name is?
SemmelmannInteriors.com.
Links are in the description below, and if you found this conversation valuable, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you've hit that notification bell. We've got more conversations coming with people who are doing things differently, not just in audio, but in all complementary spaces that enhance how we experience music and sound. Susan, thanks again for sharing your expertise and vision, and this was a great conversation.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time on the Fidelity Exchange.